also doing a live about Chef Carl.
Oh, Chef Carl is so boring.
Yeah, but I think there was something that happened with him recently. I don't know the whole story.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm in
Homie's fun
recovery from
though.
all the chocolate yesterday. I didn't even buy any chocolate yesterday. I haven't been streaming anything. You just said, "Do I don't want to stream Lisa anymore?" I haven't been really streaming anything. I've been busy with other things.
Yeah, we've had a lot going on, you guys. Ooh,
Oh, homie
Homie
got
got
into
into
his
his
box.
box today, for real.
Wow. See, I missed all that.
I miss
I
that
miss all the good
too.
stuff. I've been trying to keep up with what's going on with so many different things, but so much has been going on. I'm like so far behind.
Yeah,
I
same.
heard about Lisa's new mod. I'm sorry. I'm
Hey, Lana.
sorry.
Hey,
I'm
Kara.
sorry. Chef Carl gave him permission to spread awareness.
What?
He's been spreading awareness. Why does he need Carl's permission to do that? What? Wow.
Fucking
Yeah, I know.
delusion.
It's impossible to keep up with everything. And I try so hard. Thank you, Nursa. I try so hard to keep up with everything, but I feel like I'm so far behind and I've missed so much. Like, it's
Right?
crazy. Plus, I do have other things that I do. Like, I do work. Like, thank you, Narissa. Thank you,
Beautiful.
Steph. I mean, I do work. Like, people think I don't work. I do work. Uh, Trick Carl to come. Oh, really?
Oh, did he? Oh, I want to know more about
Thank you,
that.
Simply Megan. Thank you, LC. Yeah, I'll have to find out. She's Lisa's dough. Oh my gosh, Kate. Thank you, Kate. Yeah, there's someone named Lori Jones. Thank
Hi,
you, Amy
Amanda.
Jane. Thank you, LC. Thank you, Night Phoenix. Elizabeth. Yeah, there's someone named
Marissa.
Lori Jones, and I guess she's the new hello. She's the new mod, and she's like really, really supporting. Carl thinks he's gonna help with resources. Yeah, she's like really, really supporting Lisa. And I guess she
Nice.
thank you, Applebee, Amy Jane. I heard that she yeah, seems to be really, really into it. Like into Lisa, really, really invested into helping. She says it's okay to lie to people. Oh my gosh, the comments are going by so fast.
Okay, so Mimi of Two says that he's telling Homie how he is so picked on and bullied, and he really needs help from the community. Are you fucking kidding me right now with that shit? Really?
Wow. Somebody says that the Lori person says she's going to visit her. Visit Lisa. Wow.
Oh,
Nice,
wow.
Kazim. Um,
Yeah, for fuck's
yeah,
sake, girl.
that's weird. That's weird. Yeah, I have not watched her. I've heard some things. I think that some of the restreams are on Kai's page, so I have to catch up. Thank you, Shelly. Her and her kids are what? They're both all going to go visit. She's going to see Jace. I doubt that. I seriously doubt that. And yes, I heard Austin is back. I heard Austin has a girlfriend, and I think they're trying to.
What?
Yeah, and I think okay, I watched one of his recent videos, and it sounded like him and his girlfriend were going to be like making music together or something, like playing the
No.
guitar and like singing. Thank you, Serafina.
No
Oh, he
crazy
got
way.
TikTok got banned already? Really? The other day it was there. Like 2 days ago it was there, and he made a video. She just let me listen. Now she's her sister. Oh.
That's
Oh,
sad.
Austin said Carl is his dad. Yeah, he's kidding about that. Banned
Right.
yesterday. Ah, okay. I mean, last I had heard, I saw, he made a video and he
Oh,
was
thank you,
saying
Amber.
that, like, I think he said his girlfriend plays the guitar really well and they were going to, like, play music and, like, I guess to try. Okay, so I have Ghost Whisperer and then I have Ghost Lawyer. So I'm
All
gonna bring Ghost Whisperer
right.
up real quick, and I'm gonna bring up our special guest Ghost. So we have two ghost people. coming
And
up.
a paranormal
Hey,
person.
Yay! Welcome in. Can
Hello.
everybody hear me?
Yep.
yes, I can hear you.
What's going on, Ghost Whisper?
So, I just want to say Ava's very excited for her birthday in 8 days. She's so
Oh,
excited.
yay!
And so I went, yes, her birthday's in 8 days. She'll be 9. And she's, well, baby Ghost, let me rephrase that. Baby Ghost is very excited for her birthday. But, it's in 8 days. And so I seen Lori live, so I went in there and just being nosy and just listening. And somebody was commenting saying, you and everybody over here in this group was bullying Lori and Lisa and everybody else. And I was like, nope, I'm not going to do this. So I commented, I said, that's not Scam Slam or any of us in that group that is bullying anybody over here or Lisa's. I said, it's probably the other pages that's got Scam Slam's name on it, but it's not Scam Slam or any of us over there.
Oh,
She's
thank
like,
you
well,
for
you don't know. And she's like, I was like, yes, I do. I'm part of Scam Slam's crew. I am Scam Slam fam all the way 100%. And I know for a fact, nobody in Scam Slam's community group or anybody's got anything to do with Scam Slam is bullying anybody whatsoever.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you for sticking up for me. I was not there. I have never been in her live streams. I haven't even seen her live. So any of that conflict has nothing to do with me because I have not been there at all.
I
And I've
know.
not been in her live streams at all. I have never even watched her whatsoever. So if anybody's
I know,
bringing
and
up
that's
my name
why.
over there, I have nothing to do with it.
And that's why
I
I
just,
was in there
I
taking up
just,
for y'all because I know y'all didn't do none of
but I
that.
appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, somehow I always get blamed for everything, and I haven't even,
And you didn't been on.
no, I haven't been on much, and I have never watched this Lori person at all. So
Oh, she's bad. She's really bad.
Oh, look at
but
that.
thank you, Dodie. I appreciate your guests. I really do. Thank you, Mimi's. So yeah, our special guest is here, Ghost Lawyer. Welcome
You can drop
in.
me if you want to, Scam.
Okay, thank you. I
I don't know how
appreciate
to
it.
do it.
That's
I
all
just
right. I
want to let you
got
know
you.
that.
No problem. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Hi guys, happy Friday.
Hello. Happy Friday.
How are you, Polly?
Oh,
Wonderful. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Yay. Here we are.
Yes.
I'm in.
Very honored to have a box here.
thank you, Puppy Paw. So we have Ghost Lawyer here, and there are some things that we're going to discuss. She can clarify some questions. Thank you, Dawn. Any kind of legal questions that people might have. If you have questions, you can certainly get in the box and ask questions.
And that means anyone. And I mean anyone
Correct.
who
Thank
wants
you,
to
Dawn.
get into the box. Even people that maybe, I don't know, have hate campaigns against us. They're welcome to take a box.
Thank you, Road Trip. So where did you want to start with anything? Ghost Lawyer.
Oh, I'm at your beck and call here. So you guys.
Well, why don't we start off with a question about that relates to the scammers? I think is a good way to start.
Okay.
So what type of does anybody have any type of recourse if they are scammed by a TikTok scammer? I mean, are these scammers really committing theft by deception? And if they are, I mean, is there any recourse for individuals who may have gotten scammed?
I think simple answer is not really. I mean, other than within their own individual bank or sort of banking system, I think there's some sort of recourse if there's fraud. Now, that's always a pain because that your account gets shut down and all of that stuff. But I mean, not really. I mean, I truly kind of stand by that. Like, if you give your money, you're not, I mean, short of paying the bill, it's sort of, theft by deception, I think. And when people like, and this is why one of the things about law is it's supposed to be accessible to everybody, and you're supposed to be able to understand it, and you read the law and then you feel like you can go in and you have your argument because there's this law. The problem is that people don't understand what that is. There has to be significant case law on it. Like, there might be a law that says this, but like, people know in certain jurisdictions judges don't really favor this law too much. Not that they break the law, but just that like it's not a winnable argument. It's very, like, the threshold is very high to prove, and so I really think the threshold on theft by deception is just incredibly hard to prove. And I don't think it would be worth people's while. I think people just have to, for me, like, I like lend money to my brother, let's say, and I'm never getting that back. Like, like, it's just one of those things. I just think I always advise people, if they're going to lend money or do things, just account for it not coming back. Only lend or only give what you have to give. I think that sort of, I think where people get upset is they expect to get paid back, or they're really trying to help and they really think that they helped someone solve their problem, and then they're on the next day begging, and then they feel really taken advantage of, and then there's a whole kind of emotional piece, and then it's a burden on them because they were truly out of the kindness of their heart trying to help. So kind of short, long answer, no. But I think personally, there's some things you can do with your bank, but really, like, taking someone to court for $20 that you may have sent them, that's, and I know you don't mean just one individual person. I know you mean like a group of people, like, coming together and be like, I just think the threshold would be very, very high to kind of prove theft by deception.
Right. Understandable. So people like Jen and Stronger, like they just like kind of get away with what they're doing, seems like.
Right. And
I mean, yes and
we've
no.
watched online scams, like online shows.
Go ahead. Can you hear me?
Oh, you cut out there, Ghost.
Oh, I was just saying, I think they do and they don't. I think an interesting conversation that I had in a live the other night was, this is a sense of dread for scammers, right? Like, I don't think the scammers that we see have good lives. I really, truly don't. I think that they live dollar to dollar and they have a desperation. And I try to have empathy in that point. I think where it challenges me and where I get upset about it is like, what are you doing with that money you get? Okay, let's say you're not paying your light bill and you got $100, like, go do something that's going to get you out of your position. That's where I am like, okay, the longevity of the running, asking for money is where I feel, disappointed in that person. And so I kind of think, well, yes, like, they get away with it, but are they? I mean, are they really in the big picture? I don't know.
Right. Wow. It's crazy how lucrative it is to be a TikTok scammer.
But they do receive a lot of backlash, of course, for what they're doing.
Right.
But I don't know. Obviously, it's still worth it to them if they still keep doing it. That's the thing.
Hello? Okay, you can hear me. Sorry, my phone was cutting out. Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know.
And I always find it interesting too, because like, I kind of like admire their hustle a little bit. Like, put that towards something that's going to get you somewhere. Like, someone's on live and begging for 8 hours. I mean, you could kill it in some job. Like, clearly you have some passion in you.
Right.
Yeah, a lot of people had mentioned that if they put in so much effort, the same type of effort into a job, look how much, they could do.
Right.
I mean, look how much, they could be making a lot of money. They could be successful. Like, Yes, people are
Right.
asking me about if somebody certain is blocked. I have no idea. I haven't blocked anybody during this live. I have no idea.
We're not blocking anyone right now, especially certain people that might be against us, because why would we block them right now?
Yeah, but that's not what I'm referring to.
They're allowed to have
Um,
their say.
no, Southern Grace for Shores asked if she can ask a question about Cash App. So if you would like to ask that, then please put in a request because I think you have enough people. Oh, maybe not. I think you only have 155 following. I'm not sure. I mean, you can try to ask it in the comments and I'll see if I can catch it. But
Right.
let me see. AI was. I'm just looking at the comments. Okay, so somebody asked about intercepting cash apps. Can you clarify, Ghost Lawyer? Because we had a discussion about that, you and I earlier today, about how those work. Is there anything illegal for creating a cash app similar to someone else? Is there anything illegal about returning money to someone else who sent it to a cash app by mistake?
Well, I think that's two parts. I think the first part I would say no, because again, it's really what you can prove. Like I didn't know someone had a similar Cash App. You know
Yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean? Like, it's really like, yeah, like there are some things, and this is what's so hard when we're telling clients, like, we know that that person did that, but how can we prove that? Like short of that person being like, yeah, I truly did it to, intercept money and cause, myself to receive the money. Like, no one's going to do that. So um,
Right.
that's just
And if you're returning money that was sent to you, I mean, if you're returning money that was sent to you by accident by the sender, that's obviously not, that's actually what you should do. I mean, if you
yeah, I
receive
think
money
that
from
that's
someone
but
mistakenly,
the problem is,
then
and I think Zelle doesn't return money. I think Zelle is one of the companies, like Venmo and Cash App are very good about, but I think Zelle just doesn't for some reason. And so I think that the right thing to do is return money, but I think it's kind of on the company that you're using to whether you can recoup it or not for things. So
You're telling me, Ghost Lawyer, exactly what Cash App told me in my very lengthy and thorough discussion about this very topic. And people were invited to do the same and call for themselves and see. And it's crazy how they're still upset about it and still going off about it.
yeah.
and just to
But
make
here
it
we are.
clear, no one here in these boxes has any intercept cash apps. We do not have any cash
No.
apps similar to anybody. So
No.
there you go. So let's just clear up that lie.
Right, because we do not make the cash apps of the scammers that, mimics their cash app. We do not do that. And the money all gets sent back from the people that do, and they do show the proof. And it's not for nefarious purposes whatsoever.
But yeah, I mean, I don't have any such cash app at all.
Neither do
Yeah.
I.
So anybody who is claiming that I'm somehow stealing money from people through some type of intercept cash app is wrong. And again, as I've said before, they can feel free to email me and I will gladly send you the contact information for my local police department. And you can, harass them and file a false report and claim that I'm stealing. So, yeah.
And we're not the ones even doing the intercept cash apps, which is crazy. It's not even us doing it. And proof has been shown. And contact the people directly that are actually doing the intercept cash apps. We are not the ones doing it.
So someone named Kristen says I'm stealing. So email me at scamslam411@gmail.com and I will give you the phone number to my local police department and you can explain to them how I'm stealing because I'm not stealing anything from anyone and I've never stolen anything from anyone. And actually saying that is, not right. Making false accusations is wrong.
Exactly.
So here we go with false accusations again.
It has so the cash apps that we have seen other people do has been shown where the $1, $2 has been returned, and that's been shown. False accusations are very wrong, and we have unfortunately been the target of quite a few lately. So it's just a thing that's happening.
I just don't know how people have time in a day to, to care about this. God bless time. I mean,
No,
I
you
know,
would be
right?
surprised. They hold lives about us like all hours of the day and night. Just, so bent and pressed because of these cash apps that actually, if they did their research, they would know that we're not even doing.
yeah.
Well, and
Ridiculous.
if they think I am, again, email me. I'll give you the phone number to the police department.
Well, I would just also encourage people that are saying that to just spend some time watching your live. I mean, and just seeing what you're about. Like, I think it would be very clear. That doesn't sound right. That doesn't pass the sniff test for me. Like, that's how I sort of generally make my decisions about what I see, what I read, and then I form an opinion. Because other than that, I think it's pretty clear what you stand for on your platform.
Absolutely. So I have Southern Grace for sure in the box, who had a question, something about Cash App as well.
Hi, you guys. First time in a box, so bear with me.
Welcome.
It's my
in.
second, so we'll get through this together.
I just want to say thanks to Polly and Scam for a wonderful platform on TikTok. It's very refreshing. And I want to say thank you to Ghost Lawyer for spending her time with us tonight.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
So I have a question about the Cash Apps. So I'm not real familiar with Cash App. I'm familiar more with Zelly and things like that through my business. But I do know through my business that in order to get a Cash App or Zelly, you have to link a bank account to it. You have to have a valid ID in order to do these things.
Yeah.
So if you have your own, that money is going into your bank account, which means that it's verified. You have to pay taxes on that money if it's a certain amount of income, and you have to claim that as income. However, if you're using someone else's Cash App, one, is that fraud? And two, there's no way for you to report your income because that money is going to someone else. So can that person get in trouble for not claiming that income?
So I'm not really too well versed with finance law, but I do think there's a couple of things. I think you only have to report up into a certain amount, and I think it's like 5,000 or 25,000 that you actually have to report on, like a Cash App or something. I don't know of Zelle being like a bank account. Like what you said at first when you were saying that you have to claim your income, because I think income I think is very broad. So I'm not too sure. I'd have to do some research on that, but just from like off the top of my head, when I'm thinking, is it illegal to use someone else's Cash App? I mean, without their permission, probably, but I don't think it is if you have their permission. Like, I hear all this like that it's money laundering and this and that, and that's not that. No, not for the level of the amount of money that's being transferred. But no, I think with permission, you cannot. There's nothing that you could potentially get in trouble for. I can't see anything.
Okay. What about, say everybody's going to know exactly what I'm talking about as soon as I say this. So I create a Cash App, or I use a Cash App for a business for my personal use, but the business doesn't know that I'm using their name, their trademark name, and I use it. Does the business have the right to turn around and press charges against me?
I think in name only. I don't think you're stealing from the company though. I don't think that there's a crime. I think that goes with like trademark, maybe a little bit, if that makes sense. But if you're not, I mean, I guess if you're using the name to solicit money and you're being fraudulent about why you're using the name, but I would have to know more of the facts to really answer that question. But do you kind of,
Okay.
am I
Okay, so
kind of making a little bit of sense?
I'll give you a scenario because I don't want to talk about people, but I really want to know the answer to this one because someone was on a live saying that the charges were going to be pressed against this person because she was using the business's Cash App. So let's say, for instance, I have a 7-Eleven store next door to me, and I know the guy that works at the 7-Eleven, and he does the banking for 7-Eleven. And I say, hey, I need to use your Cash App to make a couple of dollars. I don't have one. So he says, okay, use my business account and I'll just transfer the money to you. So when I post the business account, it comes up 7-Eleven. So automatically everybody's thinking she doesn't work for 7-Eleven. Why does she have a 7-Eleven Cash App? So when the money is sent to 7-Eleven and the person takes the money and transfers it to another account, there isn't that some type of a fraud going on there?
Again, I think the onus kind of lies on that person that gave out the Cash App. And
Okay.
then I just can't see a recourse. I mean, I can see a recourse where you stop that action, but I can't see anything from what has already transpired. I would have to do some heavy research on this and see if this has ever happened before in case law on that, just to be able to gauge, like, because a lot of times what happens is like a client will call, they'll have a case in their mind, there's a huge injustice, and we sympathize with that, and we certainly feel so badly that we cannot police people just doing dumb things,
Right.
and we do some case law and we do some this, and we end up saying like, look, we've done a lot of research, here's the best options that we have to offer for you. Obviously it's up to you what you want to do, but we're going to tell you we're not going to get, we're not going to move the needle on this, and you're going to waste a ton of money, and this is why. So without knowing the amount of money, what, the company, the circumstances, I really don't know, but I can totally see it being prevented in the future. I just don't know what you can do about it from the past, if that makes sense.
Okay. All right. Well, that makes a lot of sense, and that definitely clears up, our TikTok rumor mill. So I really appreciate your time.
Yeah, sure. Sorry, I can't be more helpful. I just, that's, these the issue about like kind of TikTok legal questions. It's like it's so evolving. And I was talking to Scam about this earlier. Is that it's like every single case that like that goes in front of a judge with things like social media and stuff is like it is writing case law. It is writing the law because this is new. And it's just like, just joining Discord and being on Discord, I'm like, I don't even know how laws can protect Discord, because I mean, things are just ever changing and evolving. And, it's, courts are going to have to catch up to things on this type of stuff. So.
Yeah, I agree with that. Another thing that racks my brain too is because we all know that TikTok is not American owned company.
Right.
So the next thing that makes me wonder is if something happens to someone on TikTok, or not on TikTok, but let's say, for instance, they do something to themselves or someone else on TikTok, and someone videos this and has proof of it, they take it to the police, are the police allowed to use that footage from a non-American owned company and press charges against them?
I mean, I would have to read like what's in the small print of TikTok, but I would think yes. I don't. I mean,
Because it's a
I think
social
it has to
media
do where it's
platform.
being used and streamed
Right.
and all of that. But I wouldn't without reading the fine print of what who owns what that's on this platform. I don't know.
Yeah, and
Right.
no, I know that they do, and they have for things. They
Uh-huh.
have used footage from TikTok for to investigate crimes and prosecute crimes and things like that. And yes, the main offices of TikTok are in China, but they do have offices in the United States, in California as well.
Okay.
That handles things in this country. So they do have offices in this country. It's not just in China.
Okay. All right.
I mean, I have their address if you want to write them a letter or anything like that. I actually have their
I don't want
address.
to do that.
I actually have their address in California, so they do have an office in in Los Angeles. So
It's that late night, you're sitting up listening to things and watching things, and you think to yourself, a bright light goes off, and you're like, oh, I wonder how this works, or I wonder how this works. And everybody wants to put their 2 cents in on everything. But, what really is the law, and that's what you really want to know. You don't, a lot like Scam, you do so much behind the scenes investigations on things because you, as far as I know, in the past year, you never put anything out that's not true. And you do your research, and, people are real quick just to say, oh, well, the sky's blue today and that's the way it's going to be. And then everybody jumps on that bandwagon and it becomes a bigger problem than what it really is.
Yeah.
That's true. Absolutely true.
Okay, well, you can drop me from the box. Thank you, Ghost Lawyer, for
Nice to
answering.
meet you. Thank you.
thank
And
you.
you guys have a great night.
Thank you too.
Thank you.
I know Lana had a question, so I'll bring Lana up here.
Hi, Lana.
Hello, y'all.
Hello.
So, just to bring up, so on the cash apps and stuff, what I've been told is the IRS is going to send you a 1099, with like it's like $600 or over, at the end of the year. They're going to make you claim that. I want to say it's like $600 or over at the end of the year, and they're going to make you claim that. TikTok will send you a 1099 in your inbox type thing, like in your notifications. So Cash App, Venmo, like whatever. So like your
I mean, the only thing I
PayPal.
can say is from personally knowing, I have an accountant. Do not deal with my taxes. I just give him everything. And because I have a child, like he claims like camps that I put him in, tutors, all of that. And all of that is paid on Cash App. And he's never said anything about, I mean, maybe he's doing it. I'm just not reading the fine print on it, but I haven't had anything yet. And so I don't know. I mean, if there's IRS is going to be very helpful and do that for everyone, that's great, but so I don't know. If people have concerns about it, I really suggest talking to an accountant. You can talk to them for a very small fee, and just so you're making sure that you don't get slapped with a huge bill later. That would be my only suggestion on that.
Yeah, well, no, and that's because I mean, last year I got a 1099 from TikTok. I got one from Cash App. I got one from Venmo. So like,
Oh, well,
so that's, I mean, because,
I would double check
Yeah.
that those are coming from the real places as well, too, because I haven't seen that or heard of that. And I deal with people that deal with lots of money going through those.
yeah, it's because, yeah, if you get gifts, if you like buy gifts through TikTok, if you receive gifts, like everything, TikTok will send you a 1099.
Oh,
So
Yeah, I don't know, and I'm wondering how that works myself. I mean, I guess I'll have to speak to an attorney about it, because really the only thing that I use Cash App for, and this is going to sound like really silly, but I order sometimes. I have a DoorDash, whatever it's called, like the monthly account, the Dash Pass thing, right? So when I place an order, I don't have to pay
Hello?
delivery fee. Something like, hey, can you order me something using your, DoorDash account, so that way I don't have to pay the fees. So I'll pay for it, but then he reimburses me by Cash App. So it's not like I'm making money. It's not like he's paying me for. He's not giving me any extra. Like, he's just reimbursing me for something. So, like, how, if that adds up to a certain amount, am I going to have to claim that as some kind of income when it was actually just a reimbursement for something? Like, that's really weird to me. I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm guessing that this is like a convoluted way of asking, like, or like scammers, like, are they, or this is their income basically.
Yeah,
Right.
because
I don't. That's an accountant question. I don't know.
They're saying to put it in the notes. Okay. And then some people are saying it's only for business accounts. I mean, that makes sense. I mean, I've never gotten anything, but that's really the only thing I even really use Cash App for, Oh, it's just for business accounts. Okay. Wow. Free samples on here.
and I used to have a business account on here. So
That's probably why then.
Yep. Okay. Was that the only question you had, Lana?
it was, but
All right.
that's what I was
Thank
just
you.
thinking that up. All right,
You
bye,
don't
y'all.
mind, I'm
Thank
going to
you.
drop you and see who else has questions. Let me just confirm, because a couple people requested the box, and I'm not sure if they meant to request the box. I have requests from Heather Lee, Kira Scott, Kane's Angel, and Saved by God's Grace. So if you want the box, please say box. And
we have
then,
Oh, sorry.
what?
Didn't mean to interrupt you. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
That's
Miss Havoc of Mayhem is a forensic accountant. She says that it's for business accounts, and it would have to be over $600 on a business account.
That's correct. I've been doing this
she
for a
requested
long
the
time.
box.
I've been
I
using,
don't have an update on Lisa. You probably can update me.
actually, and I came up with something with
Hi,
Lisa
Miss
today
Havoc.
that I thought might help you guys. Hi there. I thought of something today that would help everybody out with Lisa, and it seems to work.
Hello? Hold on.
Yes. Yes. You.
Okay, can y'all hear me?
Hello?
Kira, can you mute for us, please?
Yes.
Kira, can you mute?
Yes. How are you?
Please mute. The little microphone button right there.
Kira, can you mute, please?
Oh, crap.
Okay, we're gonna have to take her from the box if she can't mute.
Really
Okay.
loud.
Okay, I
Kira,
thought of
can
something,
you
you
mute,
guys.
please?
I think she got it. I think.
No,
Let's meet her.
Miss Havoc.
Okay, so I thought of something today, and it seemed to work, which kind of made my day. Look, there are still going to be people that go into Lisa's lives all the time, no matter how much we want to keep her out. And every time we try to comment something, Abby and the little minions put us on mute or block us. And I thought, well, it would be so much nicer if we could just get the point across, especially to the newbies that have no idea what's going on. How can we do this? My brain went to thinking. I went on and blocked all of Lisa's mods this morning. The Lisa Hunter Mark, there's a few different names. I went on and blocked them. And then I went into the live and I could comment anything I wanted because they can't see it.
Yeah.
And it was amazing.
That's true. Because
So-
you can see comments from people that I have blocked.
How? How, if you have them blocked, yes, but not if I have them blocked from seeing me.
Oh,
So I blocked all of her mods and then went in and put everything I wanted into the chat. Lisa's not smart enough or quick enough to get rid of it. And especially when she's playing on the phone and trying to figure out what's in PayPal or Cash App or this or that or the other, she's not paying attention to the screen. So as long as you have the mods blocked for that live, you can write whatever you want in there and it's not going to disappear.
I
oh
don't know
no,
that
it's
that's
just I'm seeing
true
it's no,
because
no, it doesn't work. It's actually I think your comments were just being filtered.
What do you mean?
Okay, so there's certain keywords that they have that if you say those words, your comment will appear to you like it's there, but to them they don't see it at all.
People were responding to my comments.
Oh, were they?
I
Oh,
literally
not
wrote
a
in there.
secret.
If you look in the recordings, I literally wrote, block the mod. I said, oh my gosh, never thought of
you're
that.
cutting out, hon.
So just try it. Like I said, you'll see. If they don't see your comments, then they can't mute you. They don't know that you exist. And when you're blocked, even if it's in a group or a live. Like I said, Lisa will see them, but Lisa's never quick enough to actually do it.
But that's
Right, I
that's
don't
not
know.
But
the
just a heads
case
up.
because thank you, Sherry. No, because I've been in lives where someone has me blocked and I can still see their comments and they can still see mine, or I've had them blocked and I go into someone else's live and we can still reply back and forth even if they're blocked.
Oh
So
yeah,
it doesn't
definitely.
work that
How
way.
does that
Somehow
make
you just, I think we're lucky and we got away
sense?
with it. What's that?
I don't know. I don't know. Just like I said, I would give it a try. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I mean, I already have people blocked that I'm able to see in other lives, and there are people that have me blocked and I can't see their account, but if I go into a live, I can see their comments. So I think you just got lucky because I can see blocked people and I can see people that have blocked me if we're in some other third party's live.
Absolutely.
Definitely can.
I've never had. Abby's normally pretty quick. Abby normally gets me out in a quickness. And every time I went on today, nothing. So I just, like I said, maybe I got lucky, but it's worth a shot at least when you go in to see if it works.
Right.
Yeah. You
So
know,
that's all I got.
yeah. Well, thank you so much.
Thank
I
you.
really
No problem.
appreciate it.
Bye, ladies.
Bye
Bye.
bye.
Thank you.
All right. Kira Scott, did you have a question for Ghost Lawyer?
Thank you, Alabama.
So you can unmute.
Hi, how are you?
Good, hi, Kira.
I do have a question for Ghost Lawyer. My question is because I have seen not just Lisa but others. Shouldn't Cash App and other apps recognize multiple accounts that that they make before they put them up?
Meaning like using the same like contact information to make multiple accounts? Something?
Yes.
I don't know how those are monitored or regulated. I wouldn't know how. You would think in theory that would be a good idea for them to monitor that, but I really don't know. I mean, I made my account so long ago, I can't even remember what I've used. I think I think if you're linking it to your bank account, you certainly have, they certainly would probably be able to flag there's a ton of accounts being, but you, again, like, I think a lot of people probably have 5 or 6 accounts like within their family. Like everybody shares one, perhaps, like, you know, I'll have my son on mine, you know, when he's old enough. And so, you know, I really don't know, you know, if that's a huge concern or how they would regulate that, or, you know, if telling one person they can have 6 accounts for their family and another person they can't. I mean, I really, I don't know, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't know if these payment apps fall within the same type of banking laws that regular banks do, because it seems like they get away with doing a lot.
And it's
Exactly.
probably, they're probably just starting to, figure out things. I mean, I'm old enough to remember when you would have a receipt and your whole credit card number would be on it. When you got the receipt, and now they don't do that. It's probably a lot of this is probably catching up too, and just figuring out how people are abusing these things. Like you used to be able to share Netflix accounts. Now you can't. Now two people can't get on one. So it might be just catching up.
Exactly. Well, that was my only question. I just wanted to say, Scam Slam and Polly, y'all doing an amazing job. I love you guys.
We love
Thank
you
you so
too.
much. I appreciate you, Kira.
Bye.
Yeah,
Bye.
thank you. All right, I have Heather Lee, Bad Brandy, Heather, and Saved by God's Grace.
Saved by God's Grace, our favorite roast
Okay,
one.
Bad Brandy wants the box.
Hello.
Hi.
So I don't know if any of you all know or remember when Miss Ashy Cat was doing the same thing. I've been around on TikTok since I think I joined like the year before COVID hit, and that's how I got into TikTok was watching that, and I was in a group that was trying to get her taken down. And I'm telling you, there's nothing that you can do. You can report the videos, all of that. You can report the Cash Apps, as much as that'll work, that's great. The best thing that people can do is to stay out of her lives and to create videos explaining to people who this person is and what they do. The more awareness that you can make, the better off. I don't necessarily condone like harassing other people, but even if you find somebody in her life that is giving money, maybe send them a video that explains who she is. We went through this for years with Miss Ashy Cat. Nothing helped. Nothing worked. Nothing did anything or did any good until she decided to go and get help herself and finally get off the app for a while. And I know that's a hard pill to swallow, and everybody thinks, oh, well, the law this and the laws that. It is really hard to prove these things and to get it taken to court and to get it taken seriously. My husband's been in law enforcement for over 30 years. I've been in healthcare for over 20. All the law is going to say is going to tell her to get off the app, or if you're having an issue with it, they're going to tell you to get off the app. And like I say, I know that's a hard pill to swallow, and we all want to get her off the app and protect other people, but it's nearly impossible. It just is. And with the blocking her mods so that you can comment, that doesn't work either. I'm in a lot of debate. I'm on debate TikTok. I'm in a lot of debates. So there's a lot of us that don't like each other and we block each other. But if we go into someone else's live and we're both there, we can definitely both see each other. That's just not how TikTok works, unfortunately.
Right.
I don't think Lisa's a great example of talking about a scammer, because I think there's a whole other piece to it in terms of her health that is really the point that I think Scam is trying to get across. I don't even think it's really the money. I think the money is enabling her to continue, and I think that there's a bigger issue than so when I think of a scammer, she's not one that I think of as a scammer. I truly, that's just a tough situation, and I kind of want to separate that from this because I don't think that's
to be honest,
trying to keep.
To be honest, Lisa is, and I hate to be rude about this, but Lisa's too dumb to be a scammer. To be honestly, I mean, basically what she is doing is.
No, we're not gonna insult it. You just said you're against harassing her or bullying her or whatever. So please
No,
don't.
I didn't say her. I said people in her live. I said people. I didn't say her. I said people in her life. But what I'm saying is, and I even apologize before I say it. She's not smart enough to be a scammer. She's a modern day handler. That's what she is. The definition of scammer doesn't really fit for my definition either, is what I'm saying.
Well,
Well, okay, so we don't condone any harassment of her either, because you brought that up, and we're not doing that. We do send messages to people to try to warn them in a polite way. I do think that she is smart in some ways.
I think she's
Um,
genius in a lot of
and
ways.
and we,
Uh,
I know you brought up law enforcement. We don't, we're not telling people to call law enforcement or anything like that at this point, or anything like that. I mean, I know some people have legit called for wellness checks when they've been concerned. You know what I mean? We nodded out and things like that, but so I'm not sure what all steps you're referring to with Ashley Cat. I did follow some of what happened with her, but I mean every situation is a little different too. So
Yeah, I'm not accusing anybody. That's not what I came up here to do. I'm not accusing anybody of anything. I'm just putting it out there that's basically what has been said to other scammers in the past, to other people that have complained or made calls. That's all I'm saying. I'm just relaying information. I'm not accusing anybody of anything. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm trying to say that the more awareness that people can put out about her, the better. In that sort of fashion is what I'm saying.
right. And I mean I still consider her to be a scammer because she's collecting money for things that she is not using it for.
yeah.
So I still do consider her a scammer, but I do think that I guess she more met the definition of scammer, but way back when she started. Now I think the point is that things have taken a turn since she lost Chase, to where she her health is in decline, and she's things are getting worse for her physically, and with her health. So I mean, and that's obvious just by looking at her, and it's unfortunate. Was there any question that you had for Ghost Lawyer about any legal stuff?
No, that's all I had to say. I mean, like I said, I wasn't accusing anybody of anything. Like I said, the more videos people can make to put it out to show that she's not needing this money for what she's saying it is, that sort of thing. And I got a violation. I guess
Yeah,
somebody's
I
upset
saw
about what I
that.
said.
I'm
I have
sorry
about
about
10
that. I have
accounts.
to
That's
remove it.
okay.
Sorry, I have to remove her because she had a violation, and it might have been because there was actually an insult in there that TikTok doesn't like. So that's why I pointed it out, because we don't do that. Hi, Heather.
Hi, ladies. I've
Hi,
missed
Heather.
you.
We love
Okay,
you.
I love you. So, I don't have a law question, but I do have a question for Ghost Lawyer. And Ghost Lawyer, you don't have to throw out any names, but I just have a burning question that I've had since Scammy Clauses Live.
oh, okay.
Have you ever defended a serial unaliver?
Oh, gee, no, I don't do that.
Oh,
I do white collar, so
well, that's no fun, girl.
I
Okay.
know.
Okay. I'm just obsessed with true crime. I just had to ask.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. No, I do know folks that have, but
Oh.
no, I haven't. Nor do I think that I would want to.
Oh, that would be so cool. It'd be so cool. Listen, my daughter's going to college to become a forensic psychologist. And she's like, but mom, like, she wants to study that serial unalivers. But she's like, I don't want to talk to them. And I said, okay, so this is what we're going to do. You can do the questions and like set them all up and analyze everything. And I can go in and talk to them and ask them your questions.
That may change when she goes and really gets into like reading cases and reading about people and then just wanting to ask people point blank, like, why do you do this, and why do you think
I just want her to bring me along. Like I'll be her secretary.
absolutely.
But okay, that's all I wanted. I
That's what our children are
zero
for.
law questions. That's all I wanted. And to tell my girls that I've missed them. I will be down in the comments doing my job now. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you,
Heather.
Heather. We appreciate
You're
you.
welcome. Appreciate you.
We have Marlisa.
Hi, Marlisa.
Scam. Hey, Polly. Hey,
Hi.
fam. I don't have a question. I just kind of want to make a statement. One is about the Cash Apps because that seems to be huge with other creators. Um, the thing is if you go to your Cash App right now and you type in John Jones or you type in Betty Smith or you type in multiple names, you might get 1, 2, or 100 or 200 that fall within that range. You have to be smart enough to pick the right one. However, a lot of people are stating that Lisa's being stole from, that this is fraudulent. It's not, for one, because most of these accounts, over 90% of what she posts, do not belong to her. They belong to the rug dealer. So that's not stealing directly from her, because basically they're getting the money back anyway. And if they choose to give to the dealer after that, that's on them after they have the information. But just because you have a name closely associated with another name is not fraudulent or is not stealing, because you cannot choose. Cash App's not saying just because you've got a Scam Slam CA that I can't create a Scams one. That's
Right.
because they're
Right.
different.
I don't have a Cash App called that, but like I have
Right.
ones. I have a Cash App that just has my initials and some numbers behind it. But if I type my own Cash
And then
App
if I
in,
did one different, and if I did one different,
yeah,
then
no. But
it's still my Cash App.
if I type it in even now, like the whole list of names comes up, does that mean that they're
Right.
they're trying to take money from me? No.
Exactly.
It just means that there's a
Exactly.
bunch of similar names.
And that's exactly the thing. And people want to say we're stealing from her. No, we're not. Nobody's stealing anything.
Nope.
For one, everyone's getting their money back, which I would be grateful if I made the mistake of thinking I was sending to a rug dealer, and you messaged me and said, whoa, you didn't actually send to her rug dealer. I got it, and I'm sending it back to you, which I know y'all don't run them. So I'm, just saying y'all as a, example, but I know you guys don't run them. But, so I just want to clarify that these Cash Apps and PayPals do not belong to Lisa. She did state the other day that some of them are the same ones she's been using. However, she can go in and change a little information on it. And which means it's the same, it doesn't go to her anyway. It goes to whoever she's using at the time to get her rugs. But another statement I wanted to make, Lisa is a scammer, panhandler, if you want to call it, but she is very smart. She's a master manipulator. She knows it. She's been doing it for years. She changes her MO, I guess you call it, based off of what she needs. Unfortunately, when she lost her last child, she had to change it to food and cigarettes because she can no longer use him. Unfortunately for her. And so she is a scammer, and she's very smart because she finds what works for her. But right now, since she doesn't have that child in the home, she can't use him anymore. She was using him up until almost the day he left that home. And she immediately flipped the switch, changed it to food, changed it to cigarettes. And I'm just telling you, I live alone, and I do not need $30 for breakfast, $30 for lunch, $30 for dinner every day. Yeah. So, but I do want to, tell you I appreciate everything y'all do, and I think that as much harsh criticism as y'all get, maybe because it's working a little bit.
Yep, exactly. We are getting
So
stuff done, and they don't like that.
exactly, and I say, you know, just continue to do what you're doing. I stand by you guys, and we'll continue. But I appreciate y'all, and you can throw me from your box.
Thank you. I
Thank
appreciate you,
you.
Marlisa. I'll
Thanks,
drop you
Bye.
down. So along those lines, Ghost, if there are people that are falsely accusing us of stealing, for instance, what are some repercussions that we have? Because they're not just making a false, they're not just stating an opinion about us. They're actually falsely stating that we're committing a crime.
And reporting that false crime, in my case, calling me a food stamp scammer, and reporting me to the food stamp office.
So the problem with defamation and slander, and why very few lawyers will take on any cases, is you have to have some sort of damages that come from it. There has to be something that happens, like you lose your job and your source of income. You lose, and it's really, that's like the main one. You lose your reputation, and then that affects your livelihood. There has to be an injury with it. So people throw around these words a lot, myself included in a lot of situations, but really when you actually sit down for a recourse or for some sort of justice, there has to be some sort of serious damage. Now, you can say, okay, it mentally and emotionally damaged me, but you have to have treatment. You have to have, be suffering and then paying like out of pocket to go to the hospital for treat. There has to be an injury and a damage to ever recoup anything.
Right. Okay. Interesting.
And that's why it's so difficult. It's difficult in situations where like this, like, yes, like, it's awful and your feelings are hurt and it hurts your platform, but this is not, from what I understand, this is not your source of income.
No, it's absolutely not. Yeah.
So,
But,
I mean, go ahead.
So,
What were you saying, Scam?
They
It's cutting in and out for me. For anyone else, or
Yes, it's cutting out
basically the
tremendously.
thing is, I mean,
You're gonna have to
and
repeat
I
yourself.
guess the point I'm trying to make,
You're gonna have to repeat yourself.
can you hear me?
You are cutting out real bad. You're gonna have to start over.
Okay, I switched over my signal, so that's why. I know you couldn't hear me. I was switching over my signal, and so I think it's good now. So I guess the best thing that we can all do, though, right, on social media, is, when we're hearing people say things, then we should look for some type of proof rather than just believing what a lot of people say. And if you listen to people long enough, I mean, if you're smart, you can pretty much know who's telling the truth and who's not.
Yeah, people don't have a right to be reckless. The same as each of us have a right to feel safe and to feel like you are not being harassed in a way that is, purposely trying to say things that aren't true. So yeah, I really think people shouldn't be as reckless as they are with facts. If that and that goes for all of us in the way we conduct ourselves online.
I mean, the thing is, it has happened. I've been having a lot of false things said about me. Things like that I am a thief and I'm a scammer and I'm some type of addict and that I'm some kind of racist and, what else? And I was doxxed with my house shown and all of that. I have done nothing to cause any of that. So, I mean, do you suggest that we just, I know I don't make money off of Lisa. Anyone who gives me gifts my platform, which takes lots of work. It has nothing to do with any specific person other than me and Polly, because we run it.
Yep.
So anyway, what can we do to try to protect ourselves from this happening, or what is the best way to respond?
Sometimes the best way to respond is not responding at all. I mean, as we like to say all the time, when somebody has an emotional complaint, more so than an actual thing that's legal. And I'm not saying this, I'm just using this as an example. I'm not saying that yours is just an emotional complaint. Is just like, there's going to be a new news cycle tomorrow. It's going to be forgotten, and, sometimes when you add attention to it or you acknowledge it and try to fight against it. I mean, there are some things that you really absolutely need to say, this is not true. And then there are some things like the gambling thing, like I would just laugh at that if I were you, because for me, I'd be like, well, you got to have money to gamble, to have a gambling problem. So thank you, So I just, there are some things that are just really just, tomorrow they're going to be going after somebody else, which in your case they are, and so it just really something you just really, really have to think about, what's the most important thing to you in terms of like your reputation. Is it really the gambling thing? I don't think so, right? That's,
No,
and
because
so
it's not a problem. And we actually joke about it. I know you said you were in our live yesterday for a little bit, and I went live from Chocolate World, so we were all joking that now we're going to be accused of having a chocolate addiction, even though I didn't even buy any chocolate. That'll be the next thing. I was there literally in a whole store full of chocolate next to a chocolate factory, and I didn't buy any chocolate. Thank you, road trip. But that'll be the next thing. And people were making jokes saying chocolate moves in silence, and
yeah. I mean, it's hilarious.
Like
I mean, you just got to live your life, and
we're addicted to cocoa, and
and not worry about it. I mean, there are some things like, that you can do about, writing a really strong worded letter about, please take down, that we talked about today, that take down my photos and stuff like that. They like, and that would be the only thing that I would really sort of, in your shoes, I would be like, this is outrageous, because I live where other people live and that aren't involved in this. And, I would really, consider that would be important. But again, you have to do what you want to do. And